out there, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Please Advise, which I hope is becoming one of your favorite advice channels. Today, I have a very, very controversial topic. The beginning is always the hardest part. But today, I have a very controversial topic, interracial dating. I personally have never interracially dated, so I don't have any experiences to relate to, so that's why I called you guys on. You guys are currently in an interracial relationship, and you guys seem to be very happy. As long as I've known you guys have seemed to be continually growing, continuing a relationship, and I just think that you guys probably could set a great example, or even clear up a lot of misconceptions about things that kind of go on in interracial relationships. Not so much, what goes on in y'all bedroom, but what goes on, in the public eye, I guess. So those are some of the things that we'll talk about today. So before we even jump into that conversation, I definitely want to make sure I introduce my guest. Starting over here on my far right, I don't know my left or right sometimes. That's right. On my far right is Kristin. And then on my closer far right, middle right is Chuckie. Thank you guys so much for coming on today. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having us.
No, it's absolutely a pleasure. You never know when you reach out to people and you ask them about coming on the show, and I want to talk about this, I want to talk about that. You never know how they're gonna respond. You guys, thank you again so much for being able to come on, tell your story, and again, clear up a lot of misconceptions, because that's what it definitely will be for me. I have some juicy questions that people have sent in, and then kind of some of my own that I kind of kept up my sleeve, but we'll get to those. But in normal Please Advise fashion, we're gonna go ahead and start this show off with first impressions. So anytime I have somebody on the show that I've known, I always ask them their first impression of me, and kind of give a short story of how we kind of met, and that type of stuff. So I will start again for my far right with Kristin.
Okay, so I met Nook, of course, through Spencer. I work with Spencer. We became quick work besties. And my first impression of Nook, he's very outgoing. I feel like he's gonna say what he's not gonna bite his tongue. He's gonna let you know what he's got on his mind, and I like that in a person. And he's always been good people.
Thank you. Yes. I try. I promise I try. Chuckie.
So the first time I met you was when we went to that Pride Parade for Praxair. Remember?
Oh, that was the first time.
That was the first time.
That was the first time. Yes. It seemed like so long ago.
Yeah, that was the first time I met you.
Okay.
And from the jump, I was just like cool people. You know what I'm saying? I don't got too many people that I don't got too many friends that are gay, so I didn't know what it was gonna be like. But I mean, like I said, I have more fun kicking it with you and Spencer than I do with just my partners. For real, because y'all keep it light and it's just fun. So.
All right, so interracial dating. So I guess it's easier to kind of start at the beginning of you guys' story, particularly. So why don't you guys kind of tell me and everybody else, kind of how you guys met? Because I know I haven't asked you this story.
Right. So we actually went to high school together, and he was actually my first boyfriend in the 9th grade. He was actually a sophomore, and I was a freshman. Okay. And our lockers were by each other. So that's how we met. And, and then freshman is just like dating for like 2 weeks, and then you break up, hold hands through the hallway, that kind of thing.
I do know.
Yes, so nothing serious, obviously. And then, after high school, he had relationships, I had relationships. Obviously, I was married, divorced. We were friends on Facebook for years. So.
I was just going to say, how did you guys keep in contact? So
yes, on Facebook, yeah. And we were going through all these other relationships, obviously. And then we both got single. We reconnected on Bumble.
I don't know what Bumble is.
So it's a dating site.
Okay.
And it's the one where, well, that's why you don't know the way it is. It's the one that women have to say something to the man first.
Oh.
For them to be able to talk to you. So that's why you wouldn't know.
I would not know. I would not know.
So yes.
I would not know.
They probably got accepted for, I don't know.
Well, yeah. It's just you have to speak to the man, so you don't get a lot of creepers just talking to you. You have to speak to them first.
I get that. I get that. So you have to try to, not identify the creeps.
Yes.
So basically, she had to let me know she was a freak. Like, I'm just playing.
That's how I take it. That's how I took it. Okay, I don't want this guy. He's a little too crooked. But this one right here, this one.
So I basically just said to him in the inbox, like, hey, first boyfriend, kind of thing, because I could see that he already had liked my profile.
Okay, so you can't see that
Yes,
there's
because I did like a free trial thing where you can see who liked you first.
Wait. Yeah, I gotta pay. No, I know you paid for like Match.com and
yeah, this one was free, but you had to pay if you wanted to see who liked you first. But there was like a free promo where I got it free for a week or two.
Why would they charge?
I know, and I could see that he liked me when I did that.
They all get money.
Yeah, they're gonna try to do anything to get money.
You know what? Us homos wouldn't go for that nonsense.
Shut that shit down.
No, we're not finna pay. We're not finna pay. No.
Right.
No.
Can I say shit?
Can you say what? Yeah.
Okay.
The environment here at Please Advise is non-judgmental, very laid back.
I don't want to say
very
no.
free.
I just didn't want to say no.
Yeah, when you upload
I know
videos,
YouTube, you know, they
you have
monetize you for some. You know, I just want to make sure.
So when you go through that process, they ask you already from the jump, is this for kids or do you recommend it for kids? So I block all kids from watching mine. Okay. But you know, people have false YouTube channels, but that's another story.
Yeah.
Yes.
But no kids should be able to view this.
Okay.
Cool.
So yeah, that's basically how we went. And then we went on our first date.
What's your today?
We went to Mexican restaurant. What's it called?
It's called El Paisano. My boy.
It's over there on
it's on Filer and Watson. Go check it out. El Paisano's.
Yeah.
Fire.
It's very good.
Shout out.
Hold on, because she didn't tell, like she told you.
I feel like she left a little bit out.
So let me tell you what really happened.
Please do.
So
he didn't respond to me at first.
You was done talking. It's
right.
Okay.
Let me tell the real story. So this is the real story.
Okay.
Now take it back to 1999, whatever it was. High school.
I'm
so mad I was in the 9th grade in '99.
I'm in high school, you know, doing my thing.
Yeah,
you know, I was at that time I was playing football, so I was a little bit more fit.
And baseball.
So I was playing baseball also. So she was doing something in school and saw me outside on the baseball field.
Oh.
She was doing something in school.
I played softball and he played baseball.
Okay.
So
you knew what he played.
Yes.
I know what she played.
I did forget this part.
Whoa. Don't do me like that.
Listen.
I see
it's
you.
equal opportunity here.
It's
equal opportunity.
I see, but look, we tighter than that. We tighter than that. I see you out here though.
Okay.
But this was so. You know, it was baseball. I was doing baseball practice, and sometimes you know they had you do shirts and skins.
Okay, I know what that is.
I was skins. You know, I was on the skins team. She saw your boy out there gleaming in the sun, like
they always
looking like the ebony and diamonds that I was.
And yeah,
she was like, oh. So what she did was she put a little note in my locker. That's what.
Because she said y'all lockers was next to each other. So
she put a note in my locker.
Okay.
Like I seen you on the baseball field.
Just you.
Just me. Cause look, you know, she was blinded by the light. She was blinded by the light. She put the note in there and she was like, well, you know, that's what's up. Can we talk? And I'm like, girl, I like your style. Crinkly hair, you know, back then it was cool.
Okay.
Like, you know, we gonna go ahead and see what's up. So we started talking, you know, like, and then like she said, you know, it's high school, so you know, this high school, you kids.
It's not serious.
It ain't
serious. You know what I'm gonna ask?
Yes.
Why y'all break up in high school?
I don't even remember.
I remember.
I know you do. That's why I remember. That's why I looked at you.
I really don't.
Hurt my ego. She broke up with me for another dude.
Woohoo! I don't think that's true.
Was he taller?
Nah, you know what? He wasn't taller. His name was Sean Davis.
No, I didn't even date him. My one friend dated him.
I don't know who it was, but she broke up with somebody else.
So you didn't put this man Sean just in the scopes.
Man, hey look, Sean Davis my guy. And Sean, if you ever see this man, you watching this, you my guy, dog. Flat out. But I feel like she broke up with me for you.
No, because my best friend at the time dated Sean Davis. So anyway, I don't remember what it.
I don't know. But we broke up.
But we do know she left you for another dude. We do know.
Something, yeah.
I don't think that her his
well, you know what?
I don't remember that.
Again, me being a man, my ego, my pride, it had to be something.
It had to.
It wasn't.
Why else was she just right?
Right. It wasn't just, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, time went on. You know, grew up a little bit.
Okay.
Matured because we were.
Did you both stay here in the St. Louis area? I forgot to ask that question. at the beginning? Are you both from St. Louis?
Yes.
Okay. What high school did y'all go to?
Rockwood Summit.
Rockwood Summit.
In Fenton.
Yeah,
It's far.
BTS. People know about it. Some people know about it. But yeah,
I've heard of it, but that was
Summit,
not in my school district.
Yes.
We had to fill out a paper to go to their school.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
That was a fancy school, right? Wow. 2 names?
Real?
You know, city schools only got 1 name. Bayshine, Beaumont,
Right.
Sumner. And you know, Roosevelt is 1
Right.
name.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Rockwood,
Cleveland.
Summit. Yeah. Rockwood,
ain't
Summit.
lying.
That sound fancy.
It do sound.
Hmm.
It was nice. It was actually pretty nice. It was cool.
So before, and this is just another question, before you went to Rockwood Summit, where was your school before that?
So I went to before I went to Rockwood Summit, I went to Rockwood South. But before I started going to Rockwood, I lived with my mom, and my mom was in the Navy. So I went to
Thank her for her service the next time you talk to her.
Bro, I appreciate
Fellow,
that.
fellow veteran sends his, respect.
Thank you.
Yes.
But no, I was on bases with her, and then we'll come back here for a little while with her grandma during the summers. But yeah, I've been.
So you went to school just
just everywhere.
Okay. But your people are originally here from St. Louis.
My people are from Mississippi,
Oh, okay. Oh, so what?
from Greenwood, Mississippi, Winona, Grenada.
No, that's not what I was gonna ask.
Oh,
But was the military what brought her to the St. Louis area, or?
My grandma and my
I'm
grandfather
supposed
moved up.
to-
No,
I'm
you
supposed to know.
good. You good. Nah, that's what's up. You know what? I ain't talked about it, but it's nice to think about it. My grandmother and her aunt, which is her mom's sister, both moved up here with their husbands because there was opportunities for job that's what GM enters at first came.
Okay.
Set up here. So they moved up here for job opportunities
And just stayed in
stayed up here,
Okay. And then you always
Here. Yeah.
Okay.
I grew up in Fenton, where Rockwood Summit is at. Yeah. So he had his on the papers to go there, and I just lived up there.
Yeah, you just said that came with your address.
Right.
I remember they would send us every year before the school would start. You probably remember this too. Before the school year would start, they would send this like big packet, and it would be like a brochure of all these, county schools that they wanted to bus us to. And I used to look at them like, oh, this is so nice. And I still walked up the street.
Right. Right.
Virginia was having none of that.
So
Long bus ride.
it's crazy though, because it's crazy how life works. Because the only reason that I got to go to Summit, or even in the Rockwood district period, is because my uncle was a principal at Stanton, the elementary school out there. He was also the first black principal, or black any kind of administrator in the Rockwood area. So that was pretty dope. It was Jerome Woodson. So if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for him, we would have never even been able to go out there.
Ain't that amazing when I was younger and I was growing up and I went out to the military when I was in the Navy, I thought I would stay like my whole life. This is kind of a side topic, but you'll see where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
And when I would see like the senior most enlisted person in the military, the Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy, and they, of course, have pictures of all the MCPONs, is what they call them, for all the years. And none of them was black. So when I first started in the military, I said, you know what? I want to be the first black MCPON. I really did.
Yeah.
But who knew, 7 years after that, I was going to be like, fuck this shit, I'm finna go. But, it was just amazing. Like, I've always wanted to be the first black something.
Right.
Positive.
Yeah. Right. No, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I find that they're so inspirational to me. Like when you just said your uncle was, did you say uncle?
Yeah, uncle.
He was the first black, administrator in a school district. Like even though there's such a small, people may look at it as such a small accomplishment, but
it's huge.
It's huge.
Right.
That's why I pivoted on it. Like that's huge.
Just think about just how many lives he touched being a principal. The principal, you the head of everybody in there.
Mm-hmm.
You touch it, everybody in that school know who you are. Think of how many lives.
Yeah, a lot of
25,
young black
25,
children,
right.
like I can do this,
25,
I can go to
25
school. Yeah.
And not only that, but just the young white kids to see that it's a black dude in a position of power.
Right.
That's not something that's foreign to them when they get older. You know what I'm saying? Because they're seeing it from such a young age, bro. There's a lot of stuff that people don't think about, dog.
I never thought of it at that angle. I always think of what I can see.
Right.
I never thought of never really paid pay a lot of attention to what other people see.
Right.
Like when you just said, you know, how white kids can see somebody of color and it not be foreign to them.
Right.
I never would have thought of that because I'm so used to being the one to have to strive to do it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So, you know, just I thank God that I was, you know what I'm saying, put in a position where I had a lot of strong men around me. You know, my dad was the first black plant manager in Indiana. You know what I'm saying? Just a lot of stuff. Again, just being blessed to have the people around that were around. But going back to what I was going to say, going to school out there was a blessing because, you know what I'm saying, if you go to school, you went to school at where do you go to school at Sumner. How many white people did you get to interact with for real?
0.0.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
so you grow up.
Elementary school. Couple because we lived in a different area. But once I went to middle school and high school, it was all us.
Right. And you don't get to experience, and you don't get to experience anything that they experience, and they don't get to experience anything that you experience. So it's a natural barrier there. So I appreciate the fact that I got to go out there and we got to break down some of those walls. I feel like our generation that went out there first, you know what I'm saying? We opened up the door just as far as racial relations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we were out there, like us being bused out there before we got bused out there, they didn't really see black kids like that.
That was how we gonna get there.
Right.
Because we didn't live there.
Right.
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, you know, I feel blessed that I got to go. They got off topic, my bad.
It did get off topic, but I mean, it's under the same umbrella.
Right.
Umbrella.
Right.
Okay, so to move this along, high school comes and goes. You guys, of course, have other relationships throughout your life. You guys rekindle on Bumble. Okay, so I want to stop before we get to Bumble first. So through these other relationships in your life, so I'm asking this because somebody asked me to ask it.
Okay.
So was when you guys got together in the 9th grade, we're gonna count that. Was that you guys' first interracial relationship, or had you already been? I'll just leave it open like that.
I would say in the 9th grade, I think it was my first interracial, but after that, no.
Okay, so before that, had you known a lot of black? Did you grow up around black people? That's basically what I want to ask.
Yes.
Just plain and simple.
I mean, at the school we went to, it was. I would say it has to have mixed because it was segregated. Yeah, it was good. You know.
Like 40, 60, something like that.
Yeah.
More like 40, 60, but still.
So just that in my childhood, right?
Yeah, but not like on your street where you grew up.
No.
Okay. So when you went to school, that was your only major interaction, I guess.
Correct.
Okay. For you, well, you grew up in military brat, so.
Right. I was gonna say. I mean, I grew up around just everything all the time. So.
Yeah.
And when that person asked me to write that question, I didn't think that it was that worthy a question to ask. But now that I really think about it, now that I just asked it is kind of important because, like you said, you only knew black kids at school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you didn't really know their home life or anything like that.
Right.
But for you, you've seen it all. Like I said, being a military brat, I was in the military, so I know how we move around, and everybody's in the military. So we all are forced to.
Right. Yeah. Being in the military, it's not forced to, but you know. It's
I didn't mean to say forced.
Right. It's a family. You know what I mean. It's a family thing. Like being in the military, as kids, we'll be on the naval base, and 10, 11 o'clock at night. We 7, 8 years old, running around playing with each other on this base, but we on the base and it's safe, and then it was Navy. It was the 90s back then, so it wasn't no real crazy. People were doing no real crazy stuff.
Not then.
Right. But back then it was cool. So we grew up, like I said. I remember my best friend. Yeah, my best friend. Before my partner Patrick told him, but my best friend, his name was Wong, and dude was like the fastest little kid in the world. He was a little Asian cat, and I don't know what made me think about it. He was like the fastest, and I swear this dude would, like, we all had bikes, and Wong's mom would not let him ride a bike because she was what's the word for? She was not overprotective. It's a specific word for where she was worried that he would get hurt doing anything at all. So she used to make
I don't know what the word is, but
he used to have to wear like helmets and knee pads and all, just walking around. He wasn't even on a bike. We let him get on a bike, so he'd have to run with us.
It's real. It's real.
He would have to run with us, and I swear to God, this dude would be running in the front of the pack like. He would be leading the pack with his helmet on, just dipping like.
Because he's safe. He knows he's safe.
Dog, if still remember how fast he was. I think he give Usain Bolt a run for his money.
Really?
He was fast. Listen, the little dude was fast, man. When I say, you think I'm playing with you? When I say,
I don't.
We had a little bike gang. We had a little bike gang, and he would be in the front of that mug, running his heart out.
Oh, running! Oh,
and
no,
y'all
his
were on
mama
bikes?
let him ride the bike.
She wouldn't let him get on the bike, and he wouldn't get on the bike while she went around because he was just a real good, obedient kid. Oh, he ran, and it was just he'll be in the front like.
I can't imagine it.
Everywhere we went, that boy running. He'll be the first.
So he ain't even like get on the back spokes and like.
All right, hold on.
No, yeah, like.
We trying to make this man.
Crazy.
We trying to make this man get on bikes for like all summer, and he would not.
But you
He
know
was a
what?
kid.
Asian American people don't play with their kids.
Nah.
Yes, they are strict. Yeah.
They are very strict. They are very strict. Okay, so you guys meet back up on Bumble. You guys go. Was that right, Bumble?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's right.
So you go on a date to the Mexican restaurant.
Yes.
So how does that date turn into 4 years?
I mean, that date we just knew. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I've never had that before.
Okay.
First date just felt like
Yeah.
everything was just perfect. Yes.
Really?
Yes. I've never had it before, and I've been married, and I've been,
I'm not gonna lie to you, I was on some real creeper stuff. Like,
Oh,
you
my
mine. Like, I knew from the jump, like, you mine. Like,
Oh.
you out there.
Oh, when you said creeper stuff, I thought you was going the other way.
No,
like
I
you
was
just going,
like,
you know,
mine.
see you at this Mexican restaurant. I'm gonna see
No,
Susie
he
tomorrow. That's where my man went.
He
I'm
means
sorry.
creeper like you're already
Like,
mine
yeah.
on the first day. You're not going nowhere.
Obsession type creeper.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
Hey, but you know, I'm some real stuff though. When your heart know, you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
agree.
you know, it's like I said, man, you know, just being around her, even to this day, I can be myself. I don't have to worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying?
That, to me, is probably the best thing about being in a relationship with somebody, you know, that you love, and the feeling of being able to be yourself. Especially, you know, this day and age with everything being so, you have to be this standard to be, and I'm not even talking about gay or straight. I'm just talking about social standings. You know what I'm saying?
Everything is put in the box.
Yeah, everybody's compared to everything else.
To piggyback
Right.
what you're saying, is everything put in the box. It's just like your snacks.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of your snacks being all jumbled up, you got your Rice Krispie treats there, you got your cookies right there, you got your chews in your bag of chips.
I feed my guests.
They look good, but what I'm saying is they are segregated.
They
Look
are.
them joints up and make it look crazy. It's cool, bro.
No.
He
He likes
I
organization.
better put my little hair I got. If you annoy me to no end.
It would me too.
But that's my little bit of OCD. That's my little bit of OCD.
Because me, she'll tell you it don't bother me.
Listen, when I tell you, you don't know how long it took me to even come up with this little simple design, because I had to scoot it this way and scoot it that way and move it this way. Like I don't know, for some reason, certain things.
Yes.
I have of course we all have our junk drawer where we just throw stuff in there, but for the most part, my stuff I like to keep it very neat and organized.
Right.
At least on the surface. Now, if you pull it up.
There's an organization to my chaos, but I prefer chaos. You know, it's,
like him, he will come to me 3 weeks later, like, did you see that piece of paper I had on the counter 2 weeks ago? What? He be like, oh, it was with this and this, and I'm like, oh, okay, I remember where I put this and this. So, you know, I literally I have to say, what color was it, or you know, what was with it, because otherwise, but he will know exactly that spot.
Right. Right.
But okay, so you guys go on a date, you go to Bumble, go to the best friend. You guys know everything is good and good. So now we get to, I guess, the more interesting parts of, I guess, you guys' relationship. So it may not have been a thing for you, because like I said, you come from the military, everything is kind of meshed and blended. But for you, bring him. Was he the first black? Well, again, now I'm cutting out the 9th grade.
Right.
So I'm talking about in adult established relationships. Was he your first black guy?
No.
No. Okay, so I still want to ask the same question. When you brought that first black guy home, how was that conversation?
So I really didn't. So what happened was, my backstory, I never seriously dated black man. Put it like that.
Okay.
So when I was young, my stepdad, not my mom, but my stepdad was a police officer, and I found the story, and he was really racist.
Okay.
And he found out that I was dating a black man because he went through my cell phone. This was when I was 17, 18.
Okay.
He went through my cell phone at the time, and thought the guy that I was dating lived in Illinois and had a 618 number. And he called it and found out that it was a black guy, and he threw a fit.
What?
And said either I can date black men, but I have to get out, or if I want to stay in their house, I can no longer date black men. So
Isn't that horrible?
horrible.
Worse.
So I left. And I was 18, but I was still in high school.
Yeah.
I was still finishing high school. So I lived with a good friend that
yeah.
her parents didn't bother. Her parents didn't care. And I stayed with her until I graduated high school, and then
What? Like he was serious?
he's serious.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, some people give you ultimatums, but they like, okay, like,
Yeah,
what
but
am I
not
really
real.
gonna do?
Yeah. No, he was serious.
What?
Yes.
You know what? When I was younger, my mom and them always said I can't be gay living in their house.
No.
And not that I was gay, but I didn't do gay stuff then.
Right.
But they always said you couldn't be gay living in our house. So I think that's probably was a lot of the reason why I didn't.
Like you didn't come out sooner.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
could be homeless. We were
Right.
already borderline poor, so
Yeah.
I didn't have no way.
Right. I get it. Yeah.
I ain't got a bunch of family members with houses and shit, man.
Nah, we had it.
You didn't have to
If
worry
I had a
about it.
support system like that, I might have said, fuck it, I do like boys.
Right.
But,
Right.
anyway,
Yes. No.
that's horrible.
Yes, horrible. So I finished high school and lived with her for a while, and then I moved to my boyfriend at the time, cousin, and not the greatest part of time. I lived with her for a while, and then until me and my one best friend could get our own apartment. But yeah,
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, it was that, and he never came around ever. Like that's why they got divorced. My mom finally divorced him because when I started having kids,
Yeah.
I mean she was real upset about it from the beginning, but I kind of get her side, and she apologized for all that, but. You're trying to make your marriage work. She's already been divorced once. This is her second marriage, so she's trying to make it work. She's trying.
This is your mother you're talking about?
Yes, my mother.
Okay.
And she's thinking he'll change one day and come around.
Yeah.
So
I mean, because you, how can you not change?
right. That's what you think. Yeah. So then when I had kids and whatnot, and he still he wouldn't acknowledge my kids because they were mixed. No, yeah. And so it got too much. Yeah, it got too much for her. So she finally divorced him because she's like, you're never going to change. I'm not going to miss out on time with my grandkids because they're mixed and you're,
I mean, obviously I wouldn't have heard the story because I wouldn't have asked, but
yeah.
Wow.
Right. So it was a whole thing.
Wow.
So she finally divorced him and she's much happier now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So your husband was, well, obviously, yeah,
Yes.
he is. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how to pivot away from there.
Right. That's rough. And I was never raised like that. Like my mom.
And I was just
was
gonna
never.
say that by your stepfather. So
Now
that
I
was your
did.
stepfather.
I remember hearing him say little comments when I was young. Like he would see things on the news, and he was a cop, mind you, and he would say, "Oh, that's why, because they're black. You see, they're the ones that did it, or crime on TV or whatever."
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "Of course they're black," or whatever. But
I'll
my
say that too
mom would
sometimes.
never ever. My mom, I've never heard her say it. But he would always claim he wasn't racist because I have racist friends. That's what he would say. But yeah, right. So, oh wait, not racist friends. I have black friends. What did I say?
That's even worse.
Yes, he would say I'm
That's
not
even worse.
racist because I have black friends.
You probably have black co-workers.
Exactly.
You ain't got no black
You ain't got no
friends. You ain't got no
But-
black friends. You don't know their moms and dads and brothers.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you have black friends, you don't say I have black. Like
Exactly.
I can't imagine you saying I have black friends.
No.
Like you don't need to.
Right. You don't have to make
They
that
just said this,
a
I was like, what?
thing. Right. But I was never raised like Right. We're on our first date. I have black friends.
Right. Swear, I would have been like, how I feel
But you
right
said
now, that's
your
too
heart
weird.
knew.
Right.
You might have been able to brush that
That's
one
what my
down.
heart knew. If you would have said some weird shit like that, I'd have been like, because I was already dealing with weird ass people at the time anyway. I'd have been like, no, shit is too fucking weird, man.
So when you say weird ass people, I guess you've traversed the dating pool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just some weird ass.
But you
It's-
dated all races, is what he says.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I
don't discriminate. I
Okay.
don't let every shade of, but not now. Now,
I know now.
Well, you're not dating.
Yeah, but don't do me like
terms get real technical. Terms get real
right, hey,
technical.
look, hey, you saw I told it up real quick.
That's why I picked up my cards. Like,
Well, look, nah, hold on. 'Cause this is what would have happened. If I would have said that, I would have said that, and she would have let it go, and then we got the card. She'd have been
Yeah, she like, so you dating?
Right.
So you regulate every shade of that ass.
Yeah, so you just out here dating, huh?
That's what we're doing.
Like, you don't even discriminate. You just all.
I was, baby, it was for the show. I was for the show. Like, right. Damn. Now she don't be doing that.
No, I tried to get off. It was for the show one time.
Good work.
That's why I put out disclaimers before I said that. I'm in a very happy monogamous relationship. These are my thoughts, not my everyday actions.
Right.
Yeah.
This is not what I do.
This is not what I do. This is just what I think.
Right.
Yeah.
This is part of the thought process.
Okay, so are there any other interracial relationships in you guys' family? I guess.
No. Oh, not my immediate family.
When I say family, I mean like your brothers and sisters and like your maybe mother and father ish.
No. So I got my uncle. My aunt is named Whit. She's black, and her husband's white. They both cops in Chicago. It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
But that's all the other.
Did you see that growing up, or do you just know that that's there?
No, they were always around. So,
Okay.
So they were literally around at least like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, because you know sometimes how we'll have a Auntie Carol that stay in Kansas City. We never seen Auntie Carol, but we know she stay in Kansas
You know she
City.
there.
So that's why I asked that.
Nah, they like I said, we used to see them all the time.
Okay.
And once my grandmother and my grandfather died, we stopped seeing them as much. But they used to come down here all the time. So it was definitely something I saw.
Growing up.
Yeah.
I don't think I did. I can't think of anybody in my family that. I mean, not again. Love is love and all of that. But I never saw it. You know. Until I grew up. Like I said, once I grew up and left my parents' house and joined the Navy, my eyes were literally open to so much more. I don't think I was sheltered by any means, but I just think I didn't see a lot because I didn't know it was there to see. I guess I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys get together. You guys are in your relationship. You introduce each other. How long did it take you to introduce to each other's parents?
Yeah, I think it was pretty quick. We did a lot of things pretty quick. I guess because we've known each other too.
Well, it was a familiarity there, so yeah.
I would say, what did you think? Maybe a couple months, or not even that long. Maybe.
No one knew that one. It was like maybe
or so.
Yeah, maybe like a month or so.
Okay.
She met my mom probably like a month or two, something like that.
I always wonder because when he probably is my first like really serious gay relationship. So I mean, I've of course dated other boys, but anyway.
Right.
So when it came time to meet the parents, like I have never had to introduce them to nobody. So it was strange, and they wasn't that keen on the idea anyway. But that's not the topic of today. But why I asked that was because I thought that maybe there was some type of conversations had in the background. You know how like you bring somebody home and they're like, hey, and it's all nice. Yeah. And then your mama gonna call you 2 days later and say, that girl you brought over here. So and again, I'm nosy. Right. So that's why I'm asking that.
Yeah. No, I always got his mom loved me from the get-go. Is what I got, unless it was a side.
My mom.
No, but I love her.
Like my mom and my sisters both, because you know how sisters are.
I do. I have four.
So you know how they get
I
down.
know.
So for my sisters to like anybody period is dope, but both of my sisters love her. So that's a plus. Then my little brother love her, my mom, everybody in my family love her. So that's
I think that helps too when the siblings kind of get along with them too.
Definitely. Listen, I knew she was dope because both of my sisters fuck. Like I said, my sisters don't fuck with nobody at all. Period. Yeah.
And his family is really open, like especially his mom, and because his niece, well, not nephew, is transgender, and so and his mom, like the grandmother, she always is like, baby, as long as you're happy, I love you. If you want,
that's how our family.
I'll call you my grandson now. Like she doesn't miss a beat. Like
that's
so
what
open
like,
I
and
don't know if I would have got there, but
Yeah.
again, that's another story.
Yeah.
But like again, I thank God every day for my parents and my family.
Yeah.
My family, like, we way more progressive than just your normal family. Like I said, you know what I'm
they'll
saying?
accept you. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Mac, my nephew Mac knew he was, you know what I'm saying, different from the time he was like, you know, like 8 or 9.
You ain't gotta
you know
tell
what I'm
me,
saying?
Yeah, you know, yeah.
Then I got another nephew, you know, well, she don't know what she want to be right now, but the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit,
It's the
everybody.
acceptance for
Right.
me though.
That's
Right.
right. Like, why not?
No matter what, I'm gonna love you regardless. If it's any of my kids, I love
That's
you
how I feel.
regardless.
But that's the same thing with the interracial relationship. With my parents, it's like, if we know that you love that person and that person genuinely love you and y'all treat each other right, you can't help who your heart love. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Right.
So with me, it's not black or white. With me, it's she loved me and I love her. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. I love it. I
Yes.
love it. But again, like I said, I think that stems a lot from your upbringing. Like for me, I don't know if I would have felt as comfortable to bring a non-black person home.
Right.
It don't matter. They could have been white. They could have been Chinese. They could have been Indian. They could have been whatever. I don't know if I would have been. I probably would have held that for a while, and not because my parents are racist, because it's impossible for black people to be racist, but because I wouldn't have not have wanted to deal with the sidebar conversation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know there would have been.
Yeah.
Just because I just know them. And the same thing when I finally introduced them to Spencer, it was a lot of sidebar conversations. But I think at that point my family knew that I was listen. It is what it is.
Right. This
Take
is
it or
who
leave
you
it.
are. Right.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
You know.
That's all you can do. Like the thing.
But you learn to say that when you grow up.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, I can see how being younger, especially in your situation with you being a young black man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see how it would be a lot harder for you to have to, deal with your situation than me dealing with. I'm like,
Yeah, that's nothing. That's nothing.
Right.
That's nothing. My parents still like, okay. And you know what? And it's fucked up to say this, but the first time I brought my baby mama home, 'cause my baby mama wife. You know what I'm saying? So the first time I brought her home, my grandma, and I love my grandma, but the thing that's fucked up that she said was, at least you ain't gay. Like, damn. It ain't, to me, it ain't nothing. Nah, it's hard for me to articulate how it make me feel that. It's horrible, bro. Like, it's horrible that you feel that way. Like, man, if we sit here and we both sit here, right, and I got a steak dinner and I bash my steak dinner, and you got a chicken sandwich and you bash that chicken sandwich,
I'm gonna bash it.
you gonna bash it.
Anybody who knows me knows
And you
I'm
gonna
gonna
shit that
bash
chicken
it.
sandwich out. You're not gonna shit out my shrimp, and I'm not gonna shit out your chicken sandwich.
Correct.
So what I'm saying is, what you do don't affect me, and what I do don't affect you. Why is it a problem?
That's
Right.
what pisses me off about
It
the
shouldn't
whole
be a
thing.
problem.
Not only the gay straight thing, but even interracial relationships.
Right.
Like I have been places and I've seen people in interracial relationships, and I've heard comments not necessarily from the people I'm with, but I've heard comments that have been said. Or you know what? And I'm gonna go ahead and keep it a whole 100 with you. Not child specific situation, but I may have seen a black dude with a white girl, and I'm like, he needs to date a black girl. Not
I've heard that. Yeah.
not because I hate white girls,
Right.
but just I don't know. It's just for me.
You're right.
That's what I've always seen.
Right.
Black with black, white with white, Chinese with Chinese.
Right.
So when I see a mixed couple, it's like, how do they get along? Like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's another reason why I definitely want to have this conversation, especially with you guys, because like I said, y'all been in a relationship for a while, so I'm sure you guys have not only heard some things or said some things, or you guys have experienced a lot, even in progressive 2020, 2019, 2018. I'm sure you guys have experienced a lot of, I don't say discrimination or necessarily hate, but just kind of those sad looks. That's what it is for me, and like that's what I hate the most.
Right.
So what I will ask, and if you guys don't mind, have you guys ever been in a situation where, because normally when people do those looks or make those comments, y'all not supposed to hear.
Right.
So have you ever been in a situation where you have heard a comment or have caught a dirty look?
Yeah.
And how did you guys respond to that?
Yeah, so not with him. When I was younger,
Okay.
I have a lot. I kind of grew up, like I said, I moved out when I was young, and I moved after high school to I lived like a financial Virgin Goodfellas, so I lived.
Yes, hood.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I lived with my boyfriend. I lived with my boyfriend at the time, cause.
Okay.
And then like I hung out with my one good best friend Tierra a lot, and we used to, I used to do all.
The same Tierra I know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And we used to go down on Sundays in the park. We used to. Yes. Do all that. So I've heard, and then my boyfriend at the time, I rode with him in his car, and he needs to have a black girl. I've heard that before.
Yeah, I know you have.
Yes, and I've a lot of comments like, why is he with her?
Yeah.
And, so I've heard it, but he was the type to never care, I guess. But then I've also just always been surrounded like Tierra, where she's strong as shield. This is my best friend.
And bitch shit up.
Right.
Right.
So I guess because I've kind of, I've been in the rougher situations. I wasn't just county all the time. So I kind of, I fit in. I guess.
I get that. I get that. Like I said, before today, I didn't know any of these stories you told. Like, this is all brand new information to me. And you are a much more interesting person now. Not that you weren't before, but when you hear about people and you find ways that we can relate, like you saying I'm Natural Bridge and Goodfellow, like that's not too far away from where I grew up from.
Right.
So I can relate to you in that aspect.
Yeah.
When you said you grew up in going to Rockwood Summit, I can't relate to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I know, yeah.
That's what I mean by you're a much more interesting person now, because now I feel like we have common bond almost.
Right. Some y'all experience the same thing.
Right.
Literally.
Y'all live some of the same experiences. Even though you black, y'all diametrically opposed as far as you black and she white.
Right.
Y'all still experiencing the same
Yeah.
stuff, which is
Right.
dope. But that's life though. Like, if you sit back and take the time to, I'm not telling people, you gotta go out and just befriend everybody,
Right.
but take the time to learn, take the time to meet somebody that you probably wouldn't talk to before. You'd be surprised at what they can teach you or what you can teach them.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree.
And I've also been where I've dated someone where he knew his mom was gonna have an issue, and so we never got serious because he knew his mom would have an issue bringing home a white woman.
Yeah.
I mean, in my serious relationships, I always got along with their mothers, and it was good. But I have had that experience before where we never got serious because
He already knew how it would go.
his mama would act.
So how? Again, I'm nosy.
Mm-hmm.
How did that conversation go? Did he just say like, you know what, my peoples ain't cool with that, and then you just kind of accepted that, or?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we never got real serious. It was kind of a young, dating thing. But yeah, he was just like, I don't think I can ever introduce you to my mama because she's already told me I better never bring home a white woman. So it was just kind of, we kept it kind of casual and it ended.
But I
You just got that vibe.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I think I still would have though. Like if I would have brought home a white woman, I think she would have still been proud of me than me bringing home any color boy.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Like me and Regina have come a long way.
That's good. Right.
We've come a long way.
That's the thing. Like, I come a long way because when I was younger, when my son was first born, back then I would probably been like, it'll kill me if he was gay. Now my son gay, she's gay, okay.
Right.
Yeah. But that's different though. Like nobody wants that for even those of us that are adult and gay. We don't want that for our kids. And not we don't want them to be happy. We don't want them to experience the hardships that's come along with it. It's our life.
Right. That's our life. I don't want him to go. I wouldn't want him to have to go through that. But at the same time, I would want my son to know, and he do know.
Yeah. I'm gonna love you regardless, and I'm not gonna treat you any different. Right.
No matter what you choose or who you choose to love, no matter if it's a boy or girl, black, white, orange, purple. You know what I'm saying? As long as they ain't out here mistreating you and doing you dirty, I'm not good.
And you know what? That's actually what my mama said to me after a while.
But they had to get used to it. They probably old school though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they are. Like,
so they had to get used to it.
And I used to feel so bad when we would go to like my family functions.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't think they purposely. I don't know. I just would feel bad because when I would go to his family function, it was immediately immediate acceptance. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess he had been out since, you know, way back when. So, you know, it was nothing for him to be dating somebody. Not saying he was, you know, out there like that.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, it was
new to them.
He just got spent on a whole.
it was not uncommon for him to, you know,
right.
date somebody. So, you know, and like I said, when I got to interacting with his family, it was so much acceptance and so much love immediately. But when it was to my point, I used to feel so bad.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like,
Because then you also, it's like you feel bad for yourself, but then also for Spencer because he has to.
I feel more bad for him because they know I don't give a fuck.
Right.
One way or the other.
But you don't want his feelings to be hurt.
Yeah.
You love him. Right.
And then we would come home and then, you know, although he may not have said it, I know.
Yeah.
Because I felt it.
It still hurts your feelings a little bit, even though you know, say it don't too, you know.
Yeah, but I think we had to push through those times though. Like they had to see it to accept it.
Right.
Because had I just not ever introduced them, they would have
thought you was playing. They wouldn't have thought you was serious.
No, they would have knew he was there.
Right.
But it's a difference between, again, I always use the analogy. We know the moon is up there.
Yeah.
We've not touched that motherfucker.
Right.
So we don't know. There's
Right.
a difference between knowing and knowing.
That's
Like
Exactly.
you can know, you know, your son suck dick. But when you see a motherfucker who dick he's sucking, it makes a whole lot of
Hey, when you put it that way, dog, that's
It just
facts.
makes it super real because he's
That's facts.
I'm just saying, and I didn't mean to take, you know, it there, but I'm just saying, like,
right.
I mean, sometimes you gotta explain it in a way for people to get it.
I needed you to understand.
I truly understand.
Okay, so, you didn't answer that question either about, you know, adverse looks or, you know.
Oh yeah, I done heard this stuff before, but she'll tell you, I'm the type of person for the most part that I try not to let stuff like that get to me because if I do go off the deep end, I'm going off the deep end. So I try to.
You already an angry black man. So
I just try to keep it. I try to keep it cool, calm, collected. You know what I'm saying? But of course, you hear that stuff and you see the little side looks or whatever, and it's just like that's cool. You can be upset, but I'm good. I'm happy. I'm in the best. I'm at the best point in my life I ever been in. So your little looks don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
they
that's
don't affect me at all. They're not gonna take away from my happiness. I'm good as long as she happy. I'm good. I'm not worried about it at all. You know what I'm saying?
I feel sometimes like when we in the grocery store and we'll, you know, be doing our thing, and then, you know, you don't hear exactly what they say, but you can guess what they said.
Right.
But then sometimes I wanna, you know, but then I think about wait. We just bought a house. We both have, you know, decent jobs.
We got shit to lose.
We got shit to lose.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna be the bad guy.
Right. Yeah.
You're right. No
matter.
matter what.
We're gonna be bad guys.
That's what you gotta worry about.
So and then like you said, I'm good though.
Right.
I wake up happy.
You're happy.
Right.
You know, I don't have to worry about if I flip my switches, my light gonna come on. You know,
Right.
I'm blessed.
Right.
You can't never get your happiness from nobody else.
Yeah.
What you mean? I'm good. I'm good. She make me happy. I'm not good because you approve of our relationship.
Right. Exactly.
But it took me a while to get there.
Yeah.
You
know what? It's just being mature. It's just maturing and going through it. You know what I'm saying?
And like I said, how I grew up, I never saw a path of acceptance.
Right.
So I never expected acceptance. So I always expected the sad looks, the funny comments. I always expected that. So like I said, when I finally, you know, grew up and got some establishment about myself, I'm like, you know what? Listen, I don't give a fuck. Like I think I do, but I really don't.
Right.
Yeah.
And mine, I feel like mine was just always the rebellious child. I feel like so aside from the racist situation with my stepdad, we just never had a good relationship. Even before that, when I was a kid. He just always treated me different because I was his stepchild and my brother was his child. So like I feel like maybe I just do it for rebellion, and I never cared what somebody thought. I mean, I don't know. Like I've seen the side. I've heard people. Even I almost had to hurt some old white lady in one time in some buffet place with my one good friend. And she was black also with her kid. And Mike was sitting there, and some old white lady was like sitting behind us, like always in here with their inward children.
With their who children?
Yes. We had to said it because
you know what?
Her kids, was probably in their 30s or something. Like, you can't say that type of stuff. She was, So I've had it all. But But yeah, so I've experienced
this
it all.
one right there on the door.
But I feel like I just I've always kind of been rebellious, and I don't give a fuck what people say. So
You know this.
Yeah, thank you.
yes. So.
But yeah, like that.
Just some people
that's
just
good
have
stuff.
hate. I mean, it's a taught. Racism is a taught.
I agree.
That's what, and that's 100% real. Like, you look, like if you go, perfect example, like if you go to a daycare or something, right? Little white kids playing with black kids. It ain't no problem
Kids
at
don't
all.
know nothing
You know
about
what I'm
that
saying?
unless they talk,
The kids don't get together and be like, you white, I hate you. You black, so I hate you. Like she said, that's taught. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely taught.
It's a learned behavior. Racism is a learned behavior. It's the worst behavior ever. But you know what I'm saying? You can't get over it. You just gotta go through it. I mean, sooner or later, the way I feel is this whole country finna be mixed.
I was just gonna say, in a number of years, nobody gonna be able to claim they pure anything.
Right.
If anybody is even pure now.
Right. Exactly.
You know?
Right. So
I can only trace my records back to, maybe my grandma.
Right.
Maybe.
Right.
So
we don't know what happened before that. Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't know shit.
Right.
You know what? And that's the thing. Like people just, it kills me. People, I'm pure this, I'm pure that. No, you're not, bro.
No, you're not.
You definitely not.
You definitely not.
Because everybody, the oldest human being ever found in history was a woman from Africa named Lucy. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they said.
She was from Africa. You ain't never seen no like fair skinned African people nowhere.
I have not.
No.
I mean, you damn near the equator, you burning the fuck up. You better have some
Right.
melanin.
Hot in the motherfucker.
You
Right.
better have some
I've crossed the
melanin.
equator twice. It's hot.
Hell.
It's hot. It's
Right.
real hot.
Yeah,
It's
it's
real
hot.
hot.
You know
Even
what's up. You know
on the
what I'm
water in the middle of the, Pacific or Atlantic Ocean, it's still hot than a motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah. You ain't gonna survive me first game. It's not gonna work.
That just, so we all originated from there. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So no matter where you come from or what you say, you got some of me and you, and I got some of you and me. So
Right.
it is what it is.
Correct. And then especially once we came over here, like it was so much going on that wasn't documented, wasn't seen, scared to be talked about. Like it, the possibilities are literally endless.
Yeah.
Right.
Endless. I do wanna. This has been a great conversation. It has gone some places where I didn't think it was gonna go, but it has really been fruitful. I've learned so much about you, Miss Kristin.
Yeah.
So much, and about you too, Chuckie. Where the fuck did I get Charles from? And you
That's
too,
his real
Chuckie.
name. Is fine.
Because when I hear him talking on the phone, I think he called you Charles.
He doing it, man.
Yeah, and
That man, you lucky he my boy, dog, I swear. Cause you be hearing him at work, dog.
I do. I hear quite a bit of conversations.
Like,
I do.
If you wasn't my boy, I'd fight you.
I do.
Dog.
I hear quite a few
If
conversations.
I ain't no Nook was crazy too.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to fight both of y'all.
Yeah, it's a package deal.
Right.
I already know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I ain't even finna deal with that, man. I'm just gonna chill out. It's all good.
But no, seriously, this has been one of the greatest conversations I've had in a long time, on air, off air, anywhere. Thank you guys so very much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I do
thank
want to, before we close out and do final thoughts and stuff like that, I do want to ask you guys, what advice would you give to younger couples, who may find themselves in some of the situations that you guys talked about?
I feel like you just have to be real to yourself, and just, whatever you love. I mean, love is love,
Love is always love.
Yeah, that's what I say. So, I mean, you're never gonna be happy in life if you're not with who you love or doing what you love, or all of that.
Yeah.
So, just you gotta be true to yourself and don't care about what anybody else thinks, because your happiness is what's important.
Facts.
Comments are a motherfucker though.
It
Comments,
is.
but when the older you get,
Right.
the
Yes,
thing I'm gonna say is you gotta, if you're gonna be in an interracial, I mean, fuck that. If you're gonna be in a relationship, period, you gotta have a little bit of I don't give a fuck and a little bit of alright.
You do
that you have that.
You do
about yourself because in some situations you're gonna have to have the alright. I don't give a fuck that your family don't like me. I love you and it's all good. In some situations you're gonna have to have that. It's just me and you. I ain't worried about nobody else. You know what I'm saying? As long as you love the person that you love, you know that your heart love them, they love you. Don't worry about what nobody else gonna say. It shouldn't be about what nobody else think or say.
Life's too short, like we said. Life's definitely way too short.
Way too short to not love who you want to love.
To not love who you want to love.
Right.
That's the perfect ending to that statement right there. Life is definitely too short. I mean, I lost my best friend early this year, so unexpectedly. Like we had so many. Anyway, life is very short, and for anybody out there, do what you do. Listen, people like to say if you ain't got no haters, you ain't doing something right. I don't necessarily agree with that term, but what I will say is nobody likes to see you do good if they not doing good. Right. So there will always be some negativity, some type of skepticism somewhere, anywhere, in whatever you're doing. You could be Mother Teresa feeding thousands of homeless people, but I bet they say, oh, but she served raw bread the other day, or you know, something was wrong with the fish. She got that discount fish she's serving them.
Eggs just runny.
Yeah, you know.
You can't please
I made 17,000 eggs. What bit of them gonna be runny, bro?
Like I'm tired. I'm only one bitch. You know.
1% of my eggs runny, with the other 99 good, solid. What you talking about,
It's
dog?
always pissed me off about people like when they see you doing something and you can do so much good, so much good, so much good, so much good, and they won't say shit.
Right.
But then the one time you do a little bit of this, now you this and now you that. Like, wait. For the last 4 years, I've been exemplary.
Right. I got this one little bitty strike and you trying to cancel the brother?
Now I'm canceled? Right. Like, that's crazy. No. But thank you guys so very much. Yeah. I do want to, before I close out the show, I do want to give you guys time for final thoughts. I know I already asked the advice question, but do you guys have like final thoughts? Any thoughts you want to share? Not even specifically about the topic that we covered today, but just anything in the whole wide world that you want to put out. The floor is you guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go back to what I said before, man. Life's too short to not love who you want to love, so. You know what I'm saying? If you love somebody, don't let nobody else tell you that you shouldn't love them. If you love them, then do everything you can. Make sure that you're with that person, because your heart ain't gonna lie to you.
Yes, love.
Yes, and just pray that people get more accepting as they go. You know? Right. I mean, we have come a long way.
I think with the more meshing and blending and eventually you're not gonna be able to.
Right.
You're not gonna be able to.
Right. And with everything, gay, straight, black, white, anything,
Yeah. I think we all just need to love each other, man. That's the main thing.
I think we do too.
And don't judge what people do, as long as they have you. Like you said, why does it affect you? Why are you worried about it?
Bro, if like I said, man, if you eat some hot ass chili dogs, my butt ain't on fire.
Right. Like
you gotta deal with that. That was your choice.
Right.
It don't affect me.
Right.
Don't.
As long as that wasn't my chili, then wasn't my hot dogs, we cool, bro.
Even if it was, that's your fault. Right, that's your fault. Even if it was my shit, but you dealing with it.
You gotta deal with it, right?
It's not me. I didn't buy that shit. Now that you ate it, my stomach fucked up. That's your fault.
Your fault.
That's my main thing. Is this what people do ain't gonna affect you, dog. Like, and it's people out here that like, oh well, that's my cousin. So if he do this, then that make me look bad. No, it don't, nigga. What are you talking about? What he do? If he go and murder somebody, if you're not around, are you gonna be a murderer?
No.
Well,
you ain't gonna be no accomplice. You ain't gonna be none of that.
Right.
Sit your dumb ass down and let him do what the fuck you want to do. That's how I feel.
Yes.
Let people do what they want to do within reason. If it ain't no crazy shit, let them do what they want to do. And even if it's crazy shit, if it ain't hurting nobody, let them do that crazy shit.
Listen, if a motherfucker wanna, gather catfish out the Mississippi River and cut the heads off and pour the blood on top of them because they feel like that's gonna, save them, by all means, as long as not a drop of that fucking blood touches me,
do what you do.
Do what you do.
Right. You good, man. Do whatever you want to do. Like, people get too caught up worried about other people's stuff. You
That's
worry
what I
about
said.
yourself and you'll
Yeah.
be all right.
Yeah, and you will be better than all right,
And that
because
goes
you'll
with,
have
like,
all
everything
that
in
focus on yourself.
You make yourself better. So.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Is just worry about yourself. Don't worry about other people.
Right.
Mind your business.
Mind your business.
Mind down.
Oh man, thank you guys so very much for joining me
Thank
today.
you.
for having us.
It's been a pleasure. It really has. Like I said, I have learned so much about you, Miss Kristin. So
Yes.
much.
You
And you
too.
too, Chuckie. Listen, I feel like we probably already had a lot in common already, but then once I found out that you was a military brat and you moved all around, I ain't moved nowhere. My
Really?
parents still stay in the same house.
Okay.
They ain't go nowhere.
Okay.
Listen, my permanent address has always been the same. Because my parents ain't moved nowhere.
No.
Right.
So, but still, I did go to the military, to the Navy specifically. So we got that.
Yeah, so
Right.
no, you know about the same stuff I've been through.
I
I
definitely
mean,
know.
some stuff that you've been through I didn't experience, but for the most part, we know what it is. You gotta uproot. You get used to being somewhere, and then next thing you know, it's like, okay, in 6 months we moving. Damn,
Yeah.
Right.
where we going?
And it's easy when you're
Georgia.
single. It's
Who
easy
we
when
know
you're
that?
single. It's easy when you're single because you just pack up your
Yeah.
little green bag and you throw it on your shoulder.
Ride out.
But once you start becoming established and you got shit like hold on, all this shit ain't gonna fit in this green bag.
Right.
Right. Yeah, man, now you got a little person.
Yeah.
You know, my mom would do it. My mom was a gangster though. 'Cause like my mom, every chance she had with me, I was there. My mom went to, she got to go to Egypt. She took me to Egypt, but that was dope.
Yeah, I bet it was.
She went over to Germany.
And this was serving the military.
Mhm.
Free trips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She went to Germany, took me over to Germany with her. We lived in San Diego and Meridian, Mississippi, Kings Bay.
Okay.
Lord
Also,
Ford.
you been in Kings Bay? I was in Kings Bay. That was my first duty station, Kings Bay, Georgia.
Kings Bay, Georgia.
And then we left Kings Bay, Georgia, and we sailed all the way down around the South Point, came all the way back up, and relocated to Bangor, Washington.
Mhm.
Stopped in San Diego, stopped in Hawaii, stopped in Puerto Rico, stopped in
Born in
Brazil. Where are you?
That's amazing. Y'all got to see that many
Yep.
places.
My
Free, yes.
godparents still
You were in
stay
there for
in
7 years?
Huh?
You were in there for 7 years?
7 years.
Okay.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
I was lucky though. Normally, people's first deployment, they don't do all that.
Yeah.
They just go out in the water and do a couple circles and they come on back in. I was a submarine sailor, so
Oh, that's neat.
yeah. So we didn't pull into a lot of foreign ports because they didn't allow nuclear weapons.
Mm.
So, but anyway, I don't know if I. But anyway, so, he said, "Hold on, wait." But anyway, so we didn't go a lot of foreign ports, but when we did, it was always so special because we never got to.
Right.
Like when I talked to my other friends that was in the military that went to service ships, they was all over in Spain and Europe and all this and all that, and we out in the middle of the ocean doing circle squares, pretending to be at war. But anyway, so I got really lucky on my first patrol that I was able to again sail literally halfway around the world.
Yeah.
On my
That's
first patrol.
amazing.
We
Right.
stopped in Puerto Rico, we stopped in Brazil, we stopped in Hawaii, we stopped in San Diego, we stopped in Kodiak, Alaska, because we had to pick
Oh,
up
wow.
supplies.
Yeah.
And then we, finally went to Kings Bay, Georgia. So we stopped in like 6 places on one patrol.
Right.
Yeah, granted, it was a 6-month patrol, but
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
so amazing. I wish I got to do that
great
stuff.
times, great times, great times.
Kings Bay was dope. My favorite was Meridian though, man. Meridian
I've
was,
never been to Meridian.
Meridian was
I liked Kings Bay. I did. It was not that far from Atlanta. It was definitely not that far from Jacksonville.
It was right down the street from Jacksonville.
Clearly.
Right down the street.
And it was, it was a little stuff going on right there.
Yeah.
In that little
Just-
area.
Just everywhere. It was dope. I remember my mom, because my mom was still kind of young when we was with her, whatever.
Yeah.
So my mom and my dad a gangster. My dad. I spend all night talking about my dad. He's my stepfather, but that's my dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But either way, they used to. He'd drive. That man would get off work and drive from Meridian to Kings Bay. Him and my mom would go out, kick it, have all fun. The next day, after they kick it.
Oh, because he was in the military too.
No, he was, but he got out already.
Okay.
He was already out at this time.
Okay.
He was a Marine.
Huh.
Yes. But
When you said Marine, I wasn't gonna ask no more.
he was a Marine. But he was
Yeah.
But either way, he would drive all the way from Meridian, go pick up my mom, then go out kick it all night, have fun, and then the next day he'd let her go to sleep, take me and my little brother out to go fish, go swimming, whatever. My dude was a gangster. Didn't see that man sleep one time when I was a little kid. Didn't see that
You
man
never saw him sleep?
I never. I swear to God, I never seen my dad sleep when I was little. Never seen him. I always seen this man woke. I never seen him sleep ever. Never seen my dad sleep ever. When I go to bed, my dad would be up.
Yeah.
When I wake up in the morning, my dad was up. Never seen my dad sleep. I don't think he slept back then for real. I really
Well,
don't.
you know what? But when you in your 20s, you can do that.
Yeah, you can do it around and be good.
Yeah.
And he was, I don't know, did I tell you that? Did I tell you that my dude was younger than my mom by 8 years?
No, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, when you said 20,
That's why he had that much energy.
yeah, but my dad
do shit like that.
my dad was a little kid. Though. The first time I met my dad was, I think my dad was probably like 20, maybe 24.
How old was you?
I was 7, 6.
That's a considerable distance.
Yeah.
I thought you was probably like 15 or something.
No.
Oh, okay.
But let me tell you how much of an asshole this nigga is, though, man. First time I met him, my mom been talking to him for a while, and we'd see him outside or whatever. He'd always hop the horn and we'd wave at him.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom finally was like, all right, you can meet the kids. It's cool.
Okay.
So my dad come in the room. I'm playing a game. I'm playing Tecmo baseball. So long ago. I'm sitting here playing baseball. He was like, oh, you know how to
But what's
play?
that crack?
What? Hey, dog. Tecmo ball, anything.
When
Listen.
I say we would stay up all of the fucking night, and then the next day, and then the next night. Like on the weekends, I don't think we even cut that motherfucking game off. Like,
From Friday night to Sunday night?
Yeah.
Nah, so my dad was like, you play this game? I was like, yeah. He was like, are you good? I was like, I'm the best.
You beat your ass.
Man, listen, man. First lesson this man taught me, life ain't fair. I'm throwing
He
balls.
let you win just because you're the kid.
Nah, that nigga destroyed me.
Not destroyed.
He sat there for like an hour and just hit home run after home run. Bow, bow, to the point where I threw my controller down like,
Don't you hate that? I hate that when somebody say, do you know how to play? You be like, yeah, I can play a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they just beat your ass over and over and over. I throw my joystick too.
I threw my controller down.
Yeah, that's why I only got one of them now.
I'm done. He was like, oh, you gonna quit? Like, this ain't fair. First lesson he taught me, life ain't fair, son. Get better. You know what? Ever since then, it made me realize, dog, I ain't love. I gotta be good.
I'm not that good.
I'm not great. Dog, he sat there for an hour and smacked home run after home run. Bow! Bow! Didn't show me no love, dog. I'm sitting here like,
Didn't show you no moves, didn't show you how you did.
didn't show you nothing. But that was an important life
But
lesson.
I was just, but
Not
that
taking
was-
it. Life ain't gonna take it easy on you, brother.
It's
Neither
not,
am I.
it's not, it's
Ask
not.
her how I do the boys. Life ain't finna take it easy on you, brother. Neither am I. You got me
Right.
messed up. Right on.
Gotta learn.
I learned the hard way. Again, my daddy wasn't, my biological father wasn't in my life, but I had a stepfather that was there since I was
Exactly.
old enough to
Same thing.
remember, so he was my daddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was very much so of the, you'll learn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you wanna play? We can play.
Yeah.
And then when you start playing, like, all right, I don't wanna play. No.
I
You
don't
gonna
even
play.
think
You
I
gonna
ever
learn.
wanted to play. You making me
wanna
play
play.
at this point.
You wanna play? Like, do I really wanna play for real? Cause I'm tired of getting my ass beat. Nah, you wanna play? Fuck, I wanna play. All right.
But no. Okay. So to wrap up the show, I feel like they have already said every single thing that I could ever say. Love is love. Do what makes you happy, and fuck the haters, basically. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, please. Other than that, that is the show for today. Until next time.